Welcome to the podcast, Through the Thick and Thin, where we highlight what it takes to be in a successful marriage. We live in a day and time where over 50% of all marriages fail. I believe it's because we're missing something, and in order to find it, I want to tap into those who have been successful in their commitment to their marriage. Each week, we will highlight a couple who has endured a test of their marriage and discuss how they were able to overcome it. Join us in this journey through the thick and thin. Now help me welcome our hosts, John and Mia Ruffin.
All right. So this is Through the Thick and Thin. Both me and I are on vacation. I wanted to just record something so that, we continue to be consistent on our drops on Monday. I wanted to talk a little bit. I just wanted to jump on and talk a little bit about the importance of demonstrating our love, not just communicating our love. And I want to use a movie that I once saw. I think it's called The Spirit of Two Swords. No, Two Swords, The Two Swords Together. It was a or is a Chinese flick, one of those movies where you have to read subtitles. But the premise of the movie was it was this husband and wife who belonged to two different political factions. And they loved each other. They didn't want war. And in the beginning of the movie, they refused to get into the fight. But somehow they were both tricked that to believe that their partner was their enemy. And so they joined the war, their particular factions. Now, here's something you need to know about this couple. They could fight. They were unbeatable when it comes to sword fighting. So much so that when they actually joined the war, and that you get to the end where the battle was just completely devastated. Both sides just had um so much loss that they had to quit. It would always end in the fight between the husband and the wife. But they were so good that neither one of them could best each other. So they would just kind of like get tired and then just fly off until the war is over. Now, here was the struggle. You can, in the beginning, they showed how in love this couple was and how close they were. And you could even see in their fights, there would be these moments of flashback where they would remember how good they used to have it. But because they were tricked and they believed that the other one was their enemy, you would see that even though they would have these moments of, let's stop, they would just say, forget it, and then go back to fighting. Well, so during the movie, near the end, the husband was really having a hard time being angry with his wife and always attacking her. And so you can see in his flashbacks that all he wanted was to get back to where they used to be. And kind of like close to their last fight, the husband would just talk to his wife. You know, I love you. You know, we used to love each other. You know, we used to be great together. And the fight before the last one, the wife almost gave in, but then she remembered a lie that she was told, and she just was like, "Nope, I'm going to fight." And at this point, the husband knew that this was never going to change. That this was going to be them from here on out. And so you can see that he was struggling with this. And lo and behold, it comes to the last fight. And in that last fight, everyone was decimated. I'm talking about both political factions were completely destroyed. The only two people left was his wife and his husband. And I mean, yeah, the wife and husband. And the husband was thinking like, why are we fighting? No one's left to fight for. There's no reason to fight for. Every reason we wanted to fight is gone. It is just me and you. Can we go back to where we used to be? And the wife wanted to, but she kept feeling like it was a trick. This was his way to end to kill her because they've gone too far. They've fought too hard to just give up now. And so the husband is like, how in the world am I going to convince my wife that I'm being truthful, that I don't want to fight her anymore, that all I want to do is go back to loving her and getting her love from her? And so you could see at this moment, they both set up for one of their signature moves. And so the wife, she kind of leans back and then she lunges forward and she flies through the air. Yeah, of course, it's a Chinese flick, so they always got to fly. That she's flying through the air and she's wielding her sword and she's heading directly for the chest of her husband. And so he puts up his sword as if he's about to block her attack. But at the very last minute, he drops his sword, he opens up his arms, and he allows his wife to impale him. And she impales him and gets this close to his face. And now she's in shock because she just could not believe that she just killed her husband. And she gets up to him, she says, "Why didn't you block?" And I'm paraphrasing it, but he was like, "This is the only way I could demonstrate that I love you." Now, I'm gonna say this. I am not advocating that you allow yourself to be hurt or killed by that stretch of the imagination to demonstrate that you love your partner. But what I am saying is that our your relationship with your partner can't just be based on words because sometimes we won't believe them. Sometimes those words have to be backed up with action. And that's so unfortunate. But we live in a time where it's easy for us to lose trust in each other. It's easy for us to believe all of the outside noise that tells us that our partner isn't good for us, that this relationship won't last, that this isn't, you know, this is something that has run its course and is no longer beneficial for you. Whatever that lie may be, it can be told to you. And even if you try to communicate sometimes that this is a lie, it's hard to deny it because the power of influence and the power of this world to pull and destroy marriages is real. Sometimes the only way to fight it is to be able to demonstrate what that love look like, what that love feels like, what that love gives you access to. And so, I encourage young couples to make sure that you are communicating physically, that you are demonstrating openly that your relationship is important and is precious and is valuable to you. You do not want to send the message that you don't care or that you're okay without this person or you don't need them or that you don't love them because that can devastate that bond, that trust, that safety net that you build in your relationship so that when your partner is not around you, when they're not feeling the love in that moment, won't fall prey to the deceptions of this world because they'll have something to hold on to that reminds them of how much that they are loved. Sacrifice is a part. of any healthy relationship. And what I mean by sacrifice is not you just giving up your fun so that your partner can have fun, but it means giving up your needs, your identity for the identity of the relationship. You both need to equally give up self. Let me say this again. You both need to equally give up self and embrace the union of your oneness, of your relationship, because it's when you are committed to that entity, to that persona, to the cohesiveness of your relationship, that the value is too high to allow outside voices and influences to come in between you and your partner. Take heed, take the warning from this movie that I'm demonstrating, that I'm communicating about. Two swords together, because in all of our relationships, we're going to be tested. And if we try to manage the relationship based on our skills that we had as an individual, and we fight each other like that, you may win, but your relationship will lose. All right. Through the thick and thin, we'll be back on next Monday. We got a great couple. I hope you guys enjoy it. Take this nugget, go to your partner and let them know you're loved. You're loved from the inside out. And we'll talk to you soon.
After 20 years of marriage, we have been tested and we have endured. We cannot predict what the next 20 years may look like, but we are sure that we are better together and that we know how to make it through the thick and thin. See you next time.